Hello everybody, this is my second passion project of the year, and I thought it'd be fun to rank all 17 of my 10 out of 10s. This was a very hard list to compile. If you're wondering what my 10 out of 10s are, all 17 of them are in the description in chronological order. So, for example, my earliest 10 out of 10 is in 1994, and the newest one in 2022 is last. 1994 being first, 2022 being last. Cool? Cool. And I wanna start off by saying I don't dislike any of these albums. So if I say something negative about these albums, it's me nitpicking, really. It's very hard to make this list because it's comparing either two very different things that are still both perfect, or two of the same things that I just genuinely both think are perfect. So it's a very hard list to make. However, I do want to start off with the two easiest choices to make, which are at number 17, Blink-182's Self-Titled. And the only reason this is bogged down is because of the interludes. And I made a rule to myself that if the interludes did not have music in them, which these ones do not, they are not counted against the album. For example, there's a new Fantastic Negrito album, White Jesus Black Problems, that it had interludes, but since the interludes were interludes and they weren't like amazing, if the rest of the album still held up, it could have been a perfect album still. Okay? However, in the context of this list, the interludes do count against them, and yeah, sorry Blink. I love this album though. At number 16, we have Melophobia-Cage The Elephant. I'm not even sure why. Like, this just was a really easy spot for me to put it in. And I couldn't justify putting it any higher, but I couldn't justify putting it as bottom of the barrel. So I thought, hey, this is a good spot. At number 15, we have Emotion, and it's less to do with the actual album, more just to do with pop is not my forte. So when there is a great pop album that's amazing, I love it, but like, it's not on 24/7 for me. Number 14, we have Life's Not Out to Get You by Neck Deep. This is an incredible album. I mean, the only real complaint I have is I wish it was a bit longer. I think it's a bit short, and I wish there were a couple more songs. Maybe add some B-sides. I don't know. I wish it was longer. I wish I had more. At number 13, Don't Panic by All Time Low. Sorry, I'm trying not to dwell on these albums because I know I can get talking up a storm if I dwell on them. So, anyway, number 13, Don't Panic by All Time Low. I real quick have to shout out one of the best songs of all time, The Irony of Choking on a Lifesaver. Oh my god, this thing. All Time Low, I think they do have bad albums, but every time they've put out a bad album, they have hit a punch that is just, that just repays for everything that album did. They did it with Dirty Work with Don't Panic, and they did it for Last Young Renegade with Wake Up Sunshine, but Don't Panic was obviously the better one. Number 12, I'm gonna have to go with Folie by Fall Out Boy. Nothing really bad about this album, although the only nitpick I can think of is that it makes it way too easy to make jokes about Fall Out Boy. Like, the funniest joke I've ever heard about Fall Out Boy is because this album exists, and it's basically calling them Great Value Maroon 5. That's the punchline of the joke. I thought it was really funny. However, look up What a Catch, Donnie, because that might be one of the best songs of all time. Number 11, I put Kids See Ghosts, one of the newer projects on this ranking. This is the Kid Cudi and Kanye West collaboration. That was basically a continuation of Ye, but adding Kid Cudi as an actual artist. And yeah, this is incredible. I own it on vinyl, however, I'm not in my room, so I can't show you. But if you look up my vinyl update, you'll see it. I'm making another one next month, by the way, so be ready for that. Coming into the top 10, I went with OK Computer by Radiohead. Well, I mean, what can I say about this album that hasn't already been said? This is widely considered to be one of the greatest albums of all time, and I can't disagree. Number 9, I went with Pinkerton by Weezer. And the only reason I think maybe I hold back a little bit on this one is Pink Triangle. While I love that song dearly, and I think it's actually a really great song, and I think it's a great song. I don't know. It's maybe a bit corny, but that's always kind of been the thing with Weezer, right? Is that they're corny, or they're nerdy, or whatever. I don't know. I think it plays to its strengths more than it hurts itself. At number 8, I have American Idiot by Green Day. This is the album that got me into music. And there's just no way around that. Green Day is the band that got me into music, and this was the album. This is an incredible album. It has the hits like Wake Me Up, American Idiot, Boulevard, Holiday, but it also has some deeper cuts like Homecoming, Are We the Waiting, Jesus Christ, St. Jimmy, Give Me Novocaine, or She's a Rebel, She's a Saint. Sorry, I love that. Yeah, great album, check it out. Number 7, I went with Atrocity Exhibition by Danny Brown. This is definitely the album that I most recently called a 10 out of 10, although it's not the most recent edition, it's the most recent edition, but it's not the newest album. It's from 2017, or 2016, so it's not the newest album, but like it's the newest edition. And I think it's perfect. I mean, Danny Brown works so elegantly on these beats in a way that very few other rappers have. If you want, go check out Brad Taste in Music's video about Demon Dice, and he mentions how they kind of sound like they're trying to be a rip-off Danny Brown, and it's a really good point, and I really like it. Thanks, Brad. Number 6, I went with the Blue Album. Weezer is the only only artist for me to have 2 10 out of 10s. It's the only one. And do I think Weezer is the best band of all time? God, no, they made Raditude. However, they're definitely up there. The Blue Album is a perfect album. It's the quintessential Weezer album. It has the hits, Buddy Holly, My Name is Jonas, Say It Ain't So, and then Undone, of course. And then it has deeper cuts like Only in Dreams and The World Has Turned and Left Me Here that really just hurt you, maybe. Maybe not Only in Dreams as much, but it still stings for me. Especially seeing it in Atypical, the way they used it. Ugh. Number 5, my top 5 albums of all time. I don't know if you're realizing that, but this is essentially me counting down my 17 favorite albums of all time. And my number 5, I went with The Overload by Yard Act. I can't even tell you what it is about this album that is just ear candy to me. And it's not... I know I have this tendency, whenever I listen to a new genre for the first time, I tend to think, oh, that's the best album, and then I start exploring, and I realize, oh, this is kind of weak in comparison. This isn't the first time I've done post-punk. Shame was the first time I done post-punk, and I really like Shame, to be fair. I really did enjoy Shame. However, and then I even listened to more post-punk. I listened to, fucking Black Country New Road. I listened to The World is a Beautiful Place. I listened to... fucking slipping my mind. The Smiths. There we go. I listened to Joy Division. I listened to The Cure. And Yard Act is still the best band I found. So, I'm not sure what it is, but they can hold up. Also, Payday is a bop. Also, I'm gonna have a lot of trouble picking my favorite song this year. My second favorite song this year. At number 4, I've decided to go with The Impossible Kid by Aesop Rock. And I'm not going to dwell on this one for too terribly long because I have a whole video about it. So if you want to know my thoughts, go check that video out, please. Because that underperformed like a motherfucker. Number 3, we have To Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar. This shouldn't be a shock. I love this album with every fiber of my being. And I think this is the best rap album of all time. The jazz influences on this thing really hit the spot, especially on For Free. I think my favorite track, though, is Hood Politics, or, what's it called? The one with Snoop Dogg. I know you know which one I'm talking about, with Anna Weiss and Snoop Dogg. I can't think of the name, but the Once Upon a Time there was he was 5 foot something, or I don't know. Yeah, it's a great song. Coming into my top 2, at number 1, I put The Black Parade, and I honestly, going into this, I thought The Black Parade and American Idiot and the Blue Album were going to be my top 3. And only one of those was even remotely correct. But The Black Parade was number 1 for me. And one album beat it out, but The Black Parade is still the best concept album of all time. So let's not take that away from it. It's still an incredible piece of music. Gerard Way is an eccentric frontman that works to his strengths on this thing. The guitar work on this is immaculate, especially on songs like The Sharpest Lives or Famous Last Words. The lyrics on this thing are incredible, especially on songs like The End. And also, this is one of the most iconic albums of all time for one simple note. So, name one other album that does that. But of course, my number 1 is Midwest emo, and it's You're Gonna Miss It All by Modern Baseball. I can't explain it. Every time I re-listen to this album, a different song hits me. The most recent re-listen, it's been The Old Gospel Chair. Specifically, You're Sharp in the sense that you're sharp in the sense that you're not smart, you're just a prick. Or that line just fucking destroys me for some reason. Also, I had no guts to get Here Lies, He Ran Out of Luck, and then that switch up with like where he's and I don't, and now I understand why you said fuck you, and I know that now I'm dead to me. Dun, 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 dun. However, some past listens have been fine, great. Going to Bed Now has been one for a lot of listens. I really enjoy Pothole, Two Good Things, Notes has been a big one. This entire album is probably what's soundtracking my childhood. And I think that's beautiful. And I don't think I'll ever be able to let go of this one. You can tell me that the lead singer is tacky and he can't sing. I don't fucking care, man. This album just hits and it hurts where it hits, so I love it. Yeah. I hope you listen to all of these albums because I think they're well worth their listen. I've listened to each of these albums probably all but one at least 10 times, and that's Atrocity Exhibition. I've only listened to that one 7 times, so yeah. But I hope you enjoyed the video. What's left this month is the Brockhampton discography review, my monthly reviews, and then I'll be doing a review of The Preacher's Daughter by Ethel Cain in a couple of days because that was viewer requested, and I missed it last month, so I'll do it this month. So, yeah. I hope you have a good week, day, evening, month, year, life, whatever it is, just please make it good.